All right, welcome everyone, and welcome today's exclusive FFR trading webinar, Trading the Cybersecurity AI Boom. I'm your host, John Madison, the VP of Marketing here at FFR Trading, and I'm excited as you're with us for what's shaping up to be a very powerful session. We'll get to the details in just a moment, but before we get too far here, if you don't mind, just type a Y there in the question box. I just want to make sure that everything is working. The slide is up and you can see that. You can see our shining faces here. You can hear our voices. All right, Alex says looks good. James says it looks good. All right, perfect, perfect. All right, fantastic. All right. And again, a quick note, trading involves risk. The examples that you'll see today are based on actual trades, but they're not typical, and past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Please just review the full risk disclosure on the screen there. All right, so let's get into the big picture, just kind of set this up for you guys today. You probably have seen the headlines this week about, missile strikes, ceasefire agreements, the rising global tensions. But what if I told you the real war is happening in cyberspace? The DDoS attacks, all right? If you're not familiar with those are the distributed denial of service attacks, have surged 800%, in just the past few weeks against U.S. companies. So cyber warfare is here. It's ramping up. Investors, though, are starting to pay attention. In the past, defense contractors would soar, during conflicts, but now it's these cybersecurity firms, especially those investing heavily in AI, right, that are taking the lead. Morgan Stanley projects the AI cybersecurity market will 10x by 2030, right? So this sector is just primed for explosive growth. And then just recently, Google's parent company, Alphabet, made its largest acquisition ever, $32 billion in cash for the AI-driven cybersecurity firm Wiz. This is the biggest, or this is even bigger than their YouTube acquisition, if you remember that one, quite some time ago. So this is real. This is now, and it is today. It's happening. You'll see now how Chuck Hughes is using these opportunities to generate high performance trades. Just a reminder, you want to stay till the end. We're going to give 2 free trade setups if you call in at the end, and we'll give the numbers and everything for you to do that. All right, but that's going to be an exciting opportunity, and this is an exciting space that we're getting into here. So let's just talk about what we're going to cover here. The risk disclosure we did cover. I'll introduce you to, if you don't know, who we are here at FFR Trading and what our role is here in our partnership with Chuck Hughes that we've had for quite some time. I'll introduce you to Chuck, obviously a man who really needs no introduction, and Blaine Markham also will be here with us. And we'll get into Chuck's elite trading strategies and how he's utilizing that strategy in the markets here in 2025. And then you'll have the opportunity to submit your questions. So we'll do a Q&A when we come back from the presentation that Chuck and Blaine have for you here. So for those of you who are new, all right, FFR Trading is a due diligence and trader verification firm, right? So since 2006, we've helped everyday investors and traders connect with verified strategies and elite traders like Chuck Hughes. You can see some of the team here at FFR. So if you do give us a call at some time, hopefully after the webinar here, you'll speak to one of the fantastic strategists, directors, and so on that'll be available for you, and we'll help you walk through these strategies, everything they come with. All right. But without waiting any longer here, let's bring in Chuck Hughes. Now, Chuck has been trading for over 40 years. He's a 10-time trading champion. His trend following systems have produced over $3 million in actual profits and audited annual returns of up to 330%. Just a reminder, right? Trading is risky business. There are no guarantees in trading. Right? Past performance is not indicative of future performance. All right, and we're also, so Chuck, welcome. Where are you joining us from today, Chuck?
John, I'm in California.
All right, so I'm in Orlando, Florida. So we're about 3 hours apart in time, but
Yeah.
welcome. It's good to have you back. We've done a few of these this year, and they're just getting better and better.
Yes, it's great to be back here, John, and appreciate everybody logging on today. I think we have a great program for them.
All right, fantastic. And we also have Blaine. Blaine Markham is the Chief Trading Strategist and co-developer of the tools that we'll be showing today. So Blaine, welcome.
Yeah, thanks so much, John. Excited to be here.
All right, fantastic. So let's just talk about the team that you've got assembled over there, your optioneering team, Chuck and Blaine. If you want to kind of introduce so people kind of get an idea of who they'll be dealing with when they deal with you guys.
Yes, well, John, over the years, I've brought on 4 of my 6 children and Blaine, my son-in-law, to work for Hughes Optioneering. So uh, my children and Blaine are very familiar with the strategies. They trade. They have years of experience trading my strategies and helping other traders trade my strategies. So my son Ryan Hughes provides telephone support. He's always available with any questions or concerns. And my daughter Helene Markham, she's a strategy analyst and a programmer, and she can program our indicators and test them over a 10-year period for every stock in the S&P in about 3 minutes. So that's a valuable thing to have nowadays, where you can test these various indicators. And that's a key part of our strategies and new research. We're always researching for new types of strategies, so that's a really important part of our program. We have Blaine there. He's the chief trading strategist. My daughter Megan is website manager and provides support, and Lee Radilla does website and client support. So we're here to help traders succeed.
Hey, absolutely, and fantastic group that you've assembled there. So, folks, if you have to call in and deal with Chuck and his team there, you're in great hands. And I know Helene herself and Blaine. I think we're going to look at one of your trade setups. A couple of great traders in their own right here. So, great team that you've got assembled there. So, let's get into first. Let's talk about the Elite Trade Alerts. And this is a program that we talked about cybersecurity. You're seeing a lot of trade setups in the AI space, cybersecurity. We did a program a few weeks ago on the quantum AI. So it's all kind of tying together, and this is kind of where the big money is going. So the Elite Trade Alert service is a service. It's a directional options-based trading service. You use your power trend system to generate the trade signals, and we're going to take a look as Blaine does a little walkthrough of everything that comes with the service in just a bit here. But you're identifying stocks and ETFs, so you trade, basically anything, a stock or ETF in that universe that qualifies under your trade selection process, both technical and fundamental indicators there. It's also educational, so you teach a method, to not only pick the options, but the strategies behind them, all that good stuff. This is good for bullish and bearish markets. I know you guys have showed some trade setups earlier, and we'll look at some more again where you're making money in both directions. You can make money. It doesn't matter if the market's trending, it's consolidating. Right now, the S&P is trying to poke a new all-time high. Right, so they're able to take advantage of big moves, small moves in those stocks and ETFs as well. After finding those qualified trades, and I think, Chuck, you've talked about this before, and maybe we'll take a look at that a little bit after, how you use those Keltner channels to help you time and an optimal entry for those trade setups. And then how you, profit, how you take your profits there. So again, all stocks and ETFs are eligible. They do recommend that you have a $10,000 account size to trade, at least one contract for all the option purchase recommendations. The trade signals, they are sent via email and text alert, right? And they can occur at any point during market hours. So you do want to be available, have access. And then the trade alerts will include the entries, the full position exits, the partial position exits, and the targets. All that is in those trade alerts. So you have everything you need to execute those trades properly. Anything you guys want to add to what we've covered there? I know you're going to get into a little deeper dive here in just a second, but hopefully
Yeah, I'm gonna, obviously do a quick walkthrough here in a bit, just, give them a bit of a product demo, kind of what they expect. But I mean, that was a great run through, John. I mean, I think that was, a lot of the nice bullet points, kind of introducing everyone to the things I'm going to touch on here in a second. But I think at this point, we're probably okay.
All right, fantastic. So let's get into the performance, because this is really where it gets exciting. And before I get into it, if you're sitting there and you're watching, think about what these results, okay, would do for your financial picture. Maybe you've got an IRA that's kind of floundering. Think about what these kind of returns would do for your IRA or for your retirement, or for generating, that weekly and monthly income and so on. So these trades are based on a $10,000 account size, allocating approximately $1,200 per trade. These numbers are non-compounded, going back to the start date of April 11th of 2023. And kind of the first thing that most people like to look at, not necessarily the best thing, but they like to look at the win rate, right? They like a nice high win rate, and I understand that as you're following, signals, it's tough to take a lot of losing trades and stick with that. So the beauty with the elite trade alerts is you're hitting almost 80% winners over a long extended period of time here. That's incredible. Now the average winner, right, is larger than the average loss. So the average winner about $565, with the average loss just $404 here. And that high win rate, obviously, if you look at, and I know you guys want to talk about this in a bit, the profit factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huge, almost 5. So maybe Blaine, just talk about, you've done a good explanation of the profit factor and what that means for traders.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the things you touched on there first, John, they definitely stand out. Of course, seeing that high win rate and, larger average win than compared to your, average loss. But again, as you said, the thing that I think really speaks to the strength of the Elite Trade Alert service is that profit factor that you mentioned right there in the bottom right, and coming in at about 5. That really speaks volumes. And just for anybody who doesn't understand quite what the profit factor might be looking at, what this is doing is it's taking, in the entire lifetime of the service, it's taking the cumulative wins and dividing it by the cumulative losses. So it's looking at all the wins and all the losses, factoring them all together. And of course, the higher that profit factor, the better, because that means you're having a more successful system. So it's just a basic ratio. And so when you see a profit factor above 1, somewhere around 1 to 1.5, 1 is break even, of course. You get to 1.5, that means you have kind of a minimally viable system. It's making some money. It's not knocking it out of the park by any means, but it's making some money. It's making more than it's losing. But if you see a profit factor come in substantially higher than that, you get up into the 3s, the 4s, in this case, all the way near 5. That's really speaking to the magnitude of profitability for this service.
Absolutely. It's just a phenomenal, out of the ballpark number. It's, I'm glad you gave a great explanation, because I think a lot of people look at that number and they never really understood it before and how important that is. But to kind of get it down to brass tacks, the net profit, right, during that period from April of 2023 through June of 2025 here, $46,439. Again, that's on a $10,000 account size, non-compounded. All right. So
throw in too, that's also based on having an average trade somewhere around $1,200. So we try to be very mindful of the cost. So having each trade entry come in around $1,200, having that net profit, I think is a good explanation to make.
Absolutely. And then the return on capital, 464% return during that period. It's just phenomenal. To break it down for the month, because a lot of people like to look at, okay, what could I expect per month on average, right? It's averaging about 18% a month here, right? That's on a $10,000 account size again, $1,700, almost $1,800 in average monthly profits. Again, think about what would that do to you. It's another stream of income that's basically hands-free. You're not trading your time for dollars here. So just phenomenal. Anything else out of the numbers that you want to point out here?
I think we did a pretty good job. Chuck, anything you want to cover?
No, just want to remind folks though that this is historical results, and of course they can't project future results, but it can give you an idea of what's possible with the elite trade alerts.
Exactly right, and we do have the disclaimers here, and also you can give us a call and we can go in depth into the numbers. We've got brokerage statements available from clients that are having success in the program that we can show you. So do call in and if you're interested and get that information as well, and do your due diligence, if you will. All right, I think we're good with the numbers, but we'll get into some trades and everything that comes with the service. So at this time, I think I'll go ahead and get you ready, Blaine, to take over and give us a behind the scenes look at the Elite Trade Alert system. And I think you're going to throw in a little surprise, which is that CoPilot indicator that you guys have come up with. And you're going to show us a little bit of the CoPilot indicator and how that works. And that'll come into play a little later here in the presentation. So let me set you up, Blaine, so that you can get ready here. I'm going to make you the presenter.
Yeah, thank you. Let me go ahead and take over real quick. So I think everybody should be able to see my screen here. Sorry, let me get this out of the way. So you should be able to see my screen here. And so, yeah, John, I want to go ahead and just walk everybody quickly, just, through the Elite Trade Alert service, kind of give you a behind the scenes look of, what exactly you'll get if you were to join this program. And so this right here, it's based on Chuck's website. It's on chuckhughes.com. So of course you log in right there through just our, our basic member login. And so this is just your, members portal dashboard. So here, you log into Elite Trade Alert service. This is what you're going to see. And so you're going to have your kind of navigation tab over here on the left. Of course, this will take you back to your home screen on the dashboard here. You're going to find your trade tracker. So this is going to include all of the current open positions as well as any closed positions from historically closed positions. Those are all going to be found right there. You just click that link and that'll take you right over. Currently, we have a handful of two active trade alerts, but there's some great looking setups right now, and I think we're actually going to be sending out some brand new trade alerts just later. Be featuring some brand new Elite Trade Alerts that'll be coming out likely right after I hop off of this call. But we have some some great trades in here right now. This trade for ICE, this is Intercontinental Exchange. This is performing very nicely right now, but I wanted to highlight this one just while we're here, John. It's this trade right here for IBM. This was an initial entry really just a couple weeks ago, and we actually rolled it over here just recently. But I literally just before we hopped onto this call, I wanted to look to see what the current performance was for this trade, because I know IBM has really taken off lately. It's really ignited and really traded a lot higher. Just logging on right before, I looked at the performance. It's currently sitting on, of course, it trades open, so it's unrealized, but it's sitting on a 450.8% return on this call option purchase for IBM. So that trade has just really knocked it out of the park of late.
That's really phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'll sign up for that any day, right? I'm always good to see a nice winner like that one. But anyways, just wanted to point that out real quick. Of course, you have your trade alerts tab. You can see here's featuring this is the actual trade alert. Again, there will be emailed or texted to you, so you have multiple avenues of actually receiving these. When you sign up, you also get access to our proprietary Hughes optioneering calculator. So this is our call option purchase calculator, put option purchase calculator, all of these great trading tools. Our team has developed it, to help you in your own personal trading. You'll get your hands on those as well. And then right here, we have a lot of great educational content here as well. We have a getting started guide that just tells you kind of the basics, of what the trade alert service is there to do, what its function is, what our mission is through it, and how to navigate yourself around the website. We have a handful of getting started videos. It's a nice library of numerous videos explaining all the different ins and outs and intricacies of the optioneering strategies. And then also too, we have a printed written strategy guide that will also take a deep dive into these elements as well. Really kind of getting down to the weeds, telling you exactly how we try and spot these different trade setups, how we manage them, etc. So all that's there. And then there's also a master class that Chuck and myself recorded, just about a month ago, a couple months back. And this is a great session. We sat down again, we sat there, we talked about all of the strategy ideas that are behind the Elite Trade Alert service, all ideas like the powertrain system, how we look to implement it with this service. It's a lot of great resources here on the Elite Trade Alert service, in addition to the actual trade alerts, of course, which is what most people are most interested in, of course, right? But so a lot of great info there. But John, as you mentioned, I do have a kind of a surprise presentation for folks today. It's about a completely different product of ours. I think we've done a nice walkthrough of what folks can expect with the Elite Trade Alert service. But we have another thing that you all can actually offer to folks. They can get their hands on and get access to, which is our CoPilot Indicator, which it truly is one of our absolute favorite trading tools that we've ever built in-house here, really ever. I think I'm safe to say that it's one of our absolute favorites. But I'm going to go ahead here, John, and go ahead and just hop into just a quick presentation I have put together about our CoPilot trading system. Here to go ahead and give folks kind of again a look behind the scenes of exactly what this is as well. So folks, as I mentioned, CoPilot, this is a trading tool. It's an indicator and also a scanner trading. So it's a suite of trading tools that we put together here. And again, we've given it the name of CoPilot because it's intended to work right alongside you in your trading, be a great trading tool and ally there for you, helping you make smarter and easier trading decisions. So just to give you a quick overview of what the indicator is, Chuck's CoPilot, it's a technical analysis system that utilizes various technical indicators which all work together simultaneously in the background. You don't see this going on, but trust me, it's all working in the background in an algorithm. And the goal of it is to help identify some of the top shorter-term bullish trading opportunities out there in the market. And better yet, CoPilot is a fully automated trading scanner and indicator. So meaning, what I mean by this, once you press go on the scanner, CoPilot is going to do all of the work for you. So again, just hopping back into the overview of what it is, it functions somewhat similarly to Chuck's traditional powertrain system, but it's not exactly the same. There's some slight differences and nuances. So in order for a stock or ETF for that matter to be on a buy signal, according to CoPilot, the stock first must be trading above its 200-day simple moving average, as well as trading above its 35-day exponential moving average. And it also factors in the Keltner channels as well, and it uses these to find stocks that have pulled back below their upper Keltner channel and are currently trading above the middle channel. And what this is trying to identify is stocks that have pulled back out of overbought territory but are bouncing off of the middle Keltner channel to confirm the resumption of a current bull run on the day of the buy signal. Now, there's also two additional studies that are built in as a part of the CoPilot indicator. That's first the buying pressure study and the trend confirmation study. And I'll say a bit more about that in just a second. But this snapshot right here, this is exactly what CoPilot looks like. This is actually in the Thinkorswim platform. And so you can see the top chart right here. This is the main CoPilot indicator. And of course, the two lower studies there are two lower confirmation indicators. Now, just a brief overview of what the buy signal looks like. You can see the CoPilot buy signals, they're indicated on the chart by a green up arrow, which is going to be located below the candle on the day of a buy signal. So you can see that box in there. We're pointing to it. So also on the day of a buy signal, you're going to have two profit targets and a stop loss that are going to be, again, this is all working in the background automatically. You're going to have those automatically generated and printed on the chart for you. So you can see those represented by the two green dots above. That the first green dot is going to be your first profit target. Second green dot is going to be your second profit target. And of course, down below, the red dot is going to be your stop loss that's going to be automatically generated. And these are going to remain on the chart for the full duration of that trade until either the profit targets are taken out and the trade, is broken through those profit targets, or, if it trades down the stop loss, those are going to remain on the chart for the duration of that trade. And just a note on just how these are calculated, they're actually individualized to each individual buy signal. These are not just arbitrarily set. they're actually used and calculated using a derivative of each stock's ATR or average true range. Now, just to explain a little bit about how the lower studies work and what they are. So the first one I'm going to highlight here, this is the lower indicator for the CoPilot buying pressure indicator. So it's the middle chart right here that's boxed in green. And again, we use these lower studies as secondary indicators, and this one specifically is a secondary strength confirmation indicator. And what it's supposed to do and functionality is that it's helping you to find the strongest buy signals on any given day. So it's trying to identify a stock that has the best buying pressure underlying that stock's move on the day of the buy signal. So you can see it's coded here, it's color coded, but it also is signified with the different bars and the heights of them. So what we're looking at here, we like to see really strong buying pressure, and that's indicated by one, just a very tall bar. So the taller the buying pressure bar, the better. And then of course, we also have the color coding, which you can see there's bright green, dark green, yellow, and red, or orange, yellow. And so what we like to see down here is a tall, bright green bar. That means it's optimal buying pressure. That's the absolute best case scenario there. Of course, dark green is good as well. That means there's good buying pressure. The orange or yellow bar, that's roughly moderate. We'd still consider those trades, but there's probably some better opportunities out there. And then of course you see a short bar that's red. Those are ones we would probably stay away from. There's not great buying pressure there. And now, why this is really important, particularly when you're scanning a bigger basket of stocks, any given day, there could be 5, 10, or even more CoPilot buy signals on a given day. So, how you have to start sorting through those, that's when these lower studies, that's why we built these into this tool, is because they really help you sort through and really identify what the best buy signal is on any given day. So the stock with the highest buying pressure value, what it's looking at is having the closest distance between the close and the high of that day. So the stock with the highest buying pressure value is the strongest buy signal for that day. Now, again, as I mentioned, there's 2 lower studies. So hopping into what the second one is, this is our lower trend indication, or lower trend momentum indicator confirmation study. And again, we use this similar to the buying pressure study. It also functions as a secondary strength confirmation indicator. And what's charted down here are actually 2 MACD or MACD lines. So there's one that's a shorter term MACD and also one that is a longer term MACD. They're both plotted on the chart. And you can see this arrow right here is highlighting our shorter term MACD line right there. It's the one that is outlined. It has a more definitive line you can see there. And of course, the longer term is the other one you can see right there that's actually not outlined. So you can see pointing out both of those right there. Now, on the day of a CoPilot buy signal, what we want to see here is we want to see accelerating momentum on the day of the buy signal. So we want to see that short-term MACD line trading above the longer-term MACD line to, again, help confirm the momentum and trend strength of that buy signal. So that's what we're looking for there. So now that you kind of have a brief understanding of how the CoPilot suite of trading tools works, I want to go ahead now and just pivot and look at the other side of the CoPilot trading tools. This is going to be the actual scanner. So this is the one that actually runs through all of the stocks, whatever basket you're searching through, and identifies the stocks within that basket that are currently on CoPilot buy signals on that day. So when we typically use the CoPilot system, what we like to often scan, we kind of focus at the index level. So we generally are going to be scanning the S&P 500 or perhaps even the Russell 1000 indexes. We like to look at these stocks in particular, and we specifically focus on these because these are generally going to be some of your biggest, strongest stocks in the market. They're largely going to be more large cap stocks, going to be very liquid, have more liquid options. And since that's how we like to trade these CoPilot signals is via using options, that's why we tend to focus on these baskets of stocks. Now, keep in mind, with scanning a bigger index like the S&P 500 or Russell 1000, running a CoPilot scan on any given day, it could return several or even many buy signals on any given day. So that's where those lower studies factor in. But this right here, this snapshot is actually just taking a quick look at actually just what the CoPilot scanner looks like. And so, when you run your scan, again, this is in Thinkorswim, where this one snapshot's based. You run your scan, you just go ahead and hit your green scan button here. It'll take, 5 seconds generally max, and it'll pull up all of the stocks. You can see right here, I had it set to scan the Russell 1000, hit scan, and it pulled up all of the different buy signals. And you can see there were actually 41 signals out of all those stocks on the day that I ran that scan. Now, again, one really neat feature we have built into this is that on the scanner function as well, we also have one of those lower studies, we have that built in to be a scanner column criteria. So we have some data here that's just specific to the stock, but this column right here is our buying pressure column. And what this is just a different representation of that middle study I've shown you, that buying pressure study that's trying to measure the stocks that are on a buy signal with the best buying pressure as well. And so this is just the numerical representation of that, and it runs from 1.00 all the way down to 0. That's the scale of how this runs, and the best buying pressure would be 1, and it would go down from there. So you can see I've just gone ahead and sorted my column of buy signals on this day by this in a descending order. So I have the ones with the strongest buying pressure on top, and it goes down from there. So you can see the stock right here. Of course, JP Morgan on that day had 0.97 in the buying pressure column. So that's really impressive buying pressure for JP Morgan on that day. So that is where we would start our search, looking through this set of buy signals right here. We would start on that buy signal for JP Morgan. So, once we've identified the stock that's on a CoPilot buy, that, we're getting the confirmation in those 2 lower studies that we like, the next question, of course, is how would we look to go ahead and trade these CoPilot signals? Well, keeping in mind, CoPilot is specifically designed to target bullish setups across the market. And our team's preferred method of taking these trades and targeting these setups is by utilizing call options on these. And we generally like to identify our top stock pick amongst the CoPilot buys. And on that day, we're going to look to select a call option to purchase to trade that signal. And just some basic criteria about how we generally go and, seek out a trade for these. We're often going to be considering option expirations that are somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 8 weeks out from the current date. So we could be considering, weekly or monthly option expirations, just pending the availability. And specifically, we're going to be looking in the money call options only, generally just slightly in the money though. But of course, this is also going to be pending contract availability. Not every stock out there, has a strike available for every dollar, every 50 cent. They don't have that many increments. Some are just more liquid than others, but that's generally how we would go about our call option purchase strike selection for trading these CoPilot buys. And then one final point, we will often actually purchase multiple contracts as a part of our position as well. And so, you're probably thinking at home, well, where can I actually use this CoPilot tool? Well, it's currently available on these 2 platforms right here. It's currently being offered on Thinkorswim as well as TradingView, so you can actually get access and use CoPilot. You can use the full suite of the CoPilot tools on Thinkorswim, and also you can use the CoPilot charting on TradingView. Of course, TradingView doesn't have the scanning function, but it has great charting tools. So, John, I figured the best way to wrap up my quick presentation about CoPilot would actually be highlight a few recent winners that CoPilot identified that are specifically from the cybersecurity space. So it's actually been the cybersecurity space, as we pointed out, to loop back to the beginning of today's presentation, has been absolutely red hot lately. And CoPilot, it sniffed this out early. It started picking up a lot of these signals. And so this is one right here for Okta, big player in the cybersecurity space. This is from back in April. You can see actually 2 buy signals generated right here in consecutive days, but actually placing an options trade on Okta on this date right here, April 24th. You can actually see in just a few trading days time, this is really like 4 trading days, you actually have the opportunity for a 152% gain on that Okta signal right there. And then here's another one right here. This is another major player in the cybersecurity space. This is Palo Alto Networks. Again, had a very clear definitive buy signal on this date right here. This is, again, really towards the end of April and through the first couple trading days in May as this buy signal was beginning to work out, which you can see really in just about a week and a half time worth of trading days. You had an opportunity by trading call options for Palo Alto to, had the opportunity at 51% gain on that buy signal. Here's another one. This was actually just this month. This was just a couple weeks ago. This is from Gen Digital, ticker is GEN. So again, you can see how our buy signal right here, green up arrow, getting double confirmation down below. This is a really solid looking signal. And again, you had the opportunity on this signal by trading some Gen Digital call options to have benefited from a 41% gain had you been taking that trade at the time of that buy signal. And then one final one, of course, everybody's favorite stock right now. Everybody's, you hear so much about this one, but you can see there's been several opportunities that CoPilot's identified for NVIDIA here recently, actually just in the past couple of weeks. But you see this first one on the chart right here. It's dating back to June 12th. You can see if you had actually placed a call options trade on NVIDIA on that day. You actually had the opportunity for a 54% gain, again, in really just about a week and a half worth of time right there. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's presentation, but, the question is, how do you go ahead and get CoPilot? How do you get your hands on this incredible trading tool that Chuck and myself and our team have created here in recent years? It truly is one of our favorite trading tools that we have. Well, the way that you get it is you have to call in. It's not available just anywhere out there. Go ahead and give our partners a call over at FFR Trading. You can reach them at either one of these numbers right here, either the 800-883-0524, or you can give them a call at their additional number as well. There's two that work. It's 737-292-4425. So go ahead and make sure to give FFR a call. Give John and the team over there and Michael. They'll be happy to get you set up with the CoPilot tool. And get that on your charts on your computer for you to help you in your own personal trading. So with that, John, that's all I have for the slide deck here.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention about this CoPilot indicator is, regardless of which system you use to select your trades, this CoPilot is a great confirmation indicator, and we use it as a confirmation indicator when we're about to take a trade. We look at those two confirming indicator studies below there, and you can use CoPilot as a co-pilot, and it'll help you with whatever trading system you're using. It'll help identify the strongest signals.
Yep, great point, Chuck. Yeah, it's a very versatile trading tool. Absolutely.
Well, fantastic job, Blaine. And guys, I'm going to show you in just a minute, so stick around, how you can get the CoPilot indicator for free. Okay, so you don't want to miss this. But that CoPilot indicator is just an amazing, I've been trading for many, many years, and what you've created there, Chuck, is just fantastic. Just an amazing indicator. All right, so let's take some questions. We got some hand raises here. So guys, if you have questions, go ahead and post them for Chuck and Blaine, or for FFR here, and we'll go through as many as we can before we have to start wrapping up. So go ahead and post your questions just in the question box there, and go to, I guess it is, and I'll have Chuck and Blaine field those. So we've got one from Lewis. He asks, are these long puts and calls or spreads?
I think, John, he might be referring to the Elite Trade Alerts, probably. But for that service, that's specifically taking a directional option purchase focus only. So in other words, that's specifically looking at buying calls and buying puts. So it's more of a directional focus. It's the Elite Trade Alerts is not going to feature any spread trading. It's specifically focused, either in bullish or bearish markets. It's looking to be trading up or down by just buying, directional calls or puts.
All right, perfect. And James wants to know, do you offer support for CoPilot?
Yes, we do. Yep. Yeah, our team, we have done a lot of support for CoPilot over the years. We have actually some great, if you sign up and, get access to CoPilot, if you get FFR to get you signed up for it, then yeah, we do, personal support. If you need to call in and talk to our support team, they're very experienced. They know this like the back of their hand, getting CoPilot installed and kind of helping you figure it out, understand, get it installed on your computer. And in fact, too, we also have a number of live support calls that myself and Helene and Chuck, all three of us, we've recorded over the past year, various different occasions that walk you through all the different steps, even give you a few tips and tricks too about getting it installed. So a lot of great support resources that you'll have available to you to get, start using CoPilot today.
All right, fantastic. And Deb wants to know, can I trade this in an IRA? That's a good question.
Yeah, whether you can trade it in your retirement account or not, really, it depends on your brokerage house that you're using. With these type of trades, this is the most basic option trade there is. You're either buying a call or buying a put. So that usually requires level 2 authorization in your trading account. And most major brokerage houses will allow that level 2 in your trading account. I personally trade this. I have 3 different retirement accounts, and I personally take these trades in my retirement account. And if you don't have the level 2, a lot of times if you talk to your broker, they can get you that level 2 authorization that you need to take these trades. But these are just the basic option trades. You buy a call or buy a put. Very, very simple. And if you're not familiar with options, this is a great place to start with this type of a strategy.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about your strategies, Chuck. It's not just signals. It's you get all the educational material like Blaine had gone through. So if you are new, right, you can learn from the ground up. I've gone through some of the videos in there on the website there, and they're just fantastic. I mean, from as basic as you want to start off, if you need to, all the way through, you know, some of the more advanced stuff. So. All right, yeah, James, if you call in the one of the numbers there that you see on your screen, you can request the recording when it's available there. Let's see, Terry wants to know that I cannot commit to $10,000. Would it work on an account of just $1,000? What do you guys think?
I would recommend having a larger account to start with this. You know, if you have even a $2,000 or $3,000 account, you know, you can take all the trades, and that way have 2 or 3 positions going at once. If you have a $1,000 account and you can only take 1 trade, you know, you may take a losing trade. So I would recommend at least $2,000 or $3,000. That way you could trade 1 contract of each signal and have a portfolio of these trades.
And so what we do here at FFR Trading, and one of the reasons we need you to call us, is that we want to make sure this is a good fit for you. So we'll go through and you know, ask you a number of questions as well as show you the programs and all the details, but we want to make sure it's a good fit for you. You know, Chuck's not interested in putting anybody in a situation that is not, you know, best suited for them. So but do call in and we can you know, see if it's a good fit for you or not. All right, let's I think unless there's any more questions, I'm going to take control back here, and let me show you a few things, including how you can get your hands on that CoPilot Indicator for free. All right, you guys should be able to see my screen now. So, you know, Chuck's looking to partner with, first of all, we're looking for your story. You know, how did you find Chuck? Or how did you come across FFR, right, and start that relationship? We are looking for you to provide your monthly brokerage statement. So obviously, as you have success, you know, share those statements with us. We want to be able to track your success. So one of the things we do here at FFR, when you sit down with a strategist, is they'll build a portfolio of strategies that are well diversified for you. But then we want to track your progress. We want to make sure you're on track. If you're not, then there's adjustments that we can make. So you'll have a monthly meeting to track your success with your strategist. And then if all goes well, you're happy, provide us with a testimonial, and certainly any referrals are appreciated. But so again, we're looking for somebody who wants to participate in their success and, you know, be able to track your progress as you go. And here's Jack. Jack was one of Chuck's students, done very, very well here. He said, with the guidance of Chuck's recommendations, our $47,000 has grown to over $212,217. Again, past performance can't promise future success, and trading does incur risk of loss. But you know, not too long ago, Chuck, you sent me a bunch of emails with testimonials from your clients and students, and And I was just overwhelmed at the number of them. I know you've been doing it a long time, but the overwhelming number of testimonials that you have is just another testament to the integrity of your programs and the success that people are seeing in these programs, which is always fantastic. All right, so let's talk about what everything that comes with the services, everything that you get. And first of all, you get access to the Elite Trade Alerts. That provides the trade recommendations for both weekly and monthly options. So you get email and or text alerts whenever there's a new trade recommendation, and that's going to have all the the entry, the targets, everything that you're going to need, which options to pick, and so on to execute those trades. And all the recommendations, as you saw, Blaine went through, they're going to be posted on a members-only website that you saw. And that member portal lists all the open trade recommendations and all the closed trade recommendations as well. So you'll be able to track everything in real time there. And there's also the Getting Started guide, the strategy guide, the masterclass that Blaine talked about that you'll have access to. The trade calculators. I don't know if we looked at that today, but that's another important piece. Allows you to see the different profit and loss scenarios as the stock price moves. So that's definitely a huge value added bonus
John,
there.
I just wanted to add, these calculators are proprietary. We only make them available to the members of our trading services, and these trade option calculators allow you to calculate the potential for that option trade before you take the trade. So that's a really valuable tool in this whole process. If you want to see the profit potential or profit loss potential for any trade before you take the trade, you can use these calculators. They're standalone calculators. You just need to type in the stock price, the option strike price, and the option premium, and it can calculate the potential for that trade before you take the trade.
Yes, absolutely, which is important, right? You want to know all those numbers before you get in, all the different scenarios before you even hit that buy button. So very important. I think Blaine took you through the access that you have to the educational videos, the step-by-step trade selection process. So if you're brand new to this, don't have any fear about, taking that step, because they're going to walk you through step-by-step with these videos and the educational material that they've got. Plus, you've got the optioneering team to support you. And Chuck introduced you to a lot of that, literally family that you've built there to support your students. And then you've got Chuck's Trade of the Day e-newsletter. So there's just a ton of support that you're going to have, whether you're a beginning trader, if you're more experienced. I think Chuck and the team have got you covered there. So what have we got for you today? So this is the opportunity. Now this is for the first 12 members only. Right? We have to limit these programs. We can't have everybody taking the same trades. It'll show up on the big banks radar and they start trading against it. We don't want that. And there's only a limited amount of students that Chuck can support at any given time. So these opportunities are limited, in this case, to the first 12 members. If you subscribe today to one of Chuck's Elite Trade Alerts program, and you'll receive 1 year of trading free. So you get 1 year. If you subscribe for a year, you're going to get an additional year absolutely free. Plus, Chuck is throwing in $1,000 credit towards the sign up. All right. The extra bonus, remember the CoPilot indicator we just looked at? Guess what? You get that for free. You got to call us. We got to make sure this is a good fit for you. But if you sign up for a program, you get an extra year free. Chuck's kicking in $1,000 sign-up credit towards the program. You're going to get the CoPilot indicator for free. Again, that's for Thinkorswim or TradingView. All right, hugely popular platforms. Chances are you're using one of those. And even if you don't, you can go to TradingView.com and you get a free account there with the username and password. And you're going to get a special invitation, all right, from Chuck and the team to attend a live seminar in Monterey, California. I believe this is the destination that they're going to be at, a absolutely beautiful place to spend some time with Chuck and his team and learn some of these strategies and you know, just an absolute great time that you're going to have there. So that is included. All right, that is for free, just for taking that step and signing up with the Elite Trade Alerts. Again, getting a credit towards the program from Chuck in the amount of $1,000, the CoPilot Indicator for free. And not only that, if you call in today and you're one of the first 12, we're going to start you out with 2 free trade alerts, all right, for today's trading. These are actionable alerts that you can take advantage of right now. So that is absolutely worth giving us a call, right? Get those free trade alerts, and we'll see if this is a good fit for you, and we can proceed from there. So it's time to take action. Chuck's already up 126%. I think Blaine showed you that one on that IBM trade. That's up even more now. I think is last I checked, the S&P was trying to poke a new all-time high. We're getting there. You don't want to miss out. Get those 2 free trade alerts. Those are going to be actionable alerts you can take advantage of today, right? And not miss out on the next big winner here. So give us a call. So these are the numbers to call. It's going to be the 800-883-0524 number. If you're outside the US, you can also use the 737-292-4425 number. If you have to, you can use support@ffrtrading.com, and they'll have a strategist reach out to you as soon as possible. But give us a call. Start calling now. Those lines are going to get busy. So make sure you're one of the first 12. And also, remember CoPilot. This is a trade that, Blaine, I think this was one of your trades that you closed. I believe it's closed now for profit. Is that correct?
It is, yes. Yeah, this was a trade that I spotted a while back on CoPilot. It was on, you know, one of our favorite stocks to trade, Microsoft. And, you know, not every CoPilot buy signal works out quite this fast, but John, you know, this one actually worked out in less than 24 hours. I placed this trade towards the market close one day. And I opened my account after I woke up the next morning, and I was sitting on a near 90% gain, you know, in just a few hours worth of trading time, really. So, you know, that one worked out great, and so, you know, that was a great closed out trade that I had. In fact, I'll actually add, John, the 2 trades that you all have, you know, for folks that want to call in, you know, that you guys have the data for, they were actually CoPilot buy signals as well. We found those. You know, just in the last 24 hours, brand new CoPilot buy signals. And on top of that, they're actually both right at the heart of the cybersecurity AI crossroads. These are the buy signals are on 2 really key companies in that space, 2 really exciting companies, and they were great looking buy signals. So definitely would highly encourage everybody to call in to get the details on those.
Absolutely. I mean, how would you like to wake up, you know, 24 hours later and have that profit sitting in your account? All right, fantastic. But again, 12 spots available. Give us a call, the 800-883-0524 or the 737-292-4425. If the line is busy, just pick up and dial the other number or call again, and we'll make sure that we get you on with the strategist who can walk you through all the details of the programs and the CoPilot Indicator, brokerage statements, everything that you need to see, testimonials from successful clients, and so on. Let's see. So remember, so we're talking about the Elite Trade Alerts, right? That's a full year program. You're going to actually get an extra year free. Chuck's kicking in $1,000 credit towards that program. Plus, you're getting this CoPilot Indicator for free, either TradingView or Thinkorswim. And you get to see Chuck live in Monterey, California at a date in the future here for free. So an incredible amount of bonuses that you're giving folks here, not to mention the 2 trade alerts that are going to be timely. If you call in now, get your hands on those, and you can act on those right away and start generating some income here. And again, think of what these kind of numbers will do for your returns. Whether you're a new trader, you're just starting, maybe you've been trading for years and you just haven't had success. Why not partner with somebody like Chuck Hughes, a proven trader, got a proven track record? That's the traders that we deal with here at FFR, can completely change your financial life. Whether you just want to get the signals or you want to learn yourself how to do it, you've got both options, all right, with these programs. This is not available online. And again, there's a reason for that. You can't just purchase this online. because we want to do our due diligence. We want to make sure that this is a good fit for you. Like I said, Chuck is not interested in this being a hardship for anybody. He's not interested in putting people in programs that are not appropriate for them. All right, so this is the reason we do need you to call. We've loaded up the bonuses, so you should call. You know, it's going to be painless, I promise. There's no high pressure here. All right, we want to make sure that we have people in these programs that's a good fit. You're going to be happy, and you'll certainly be happy with the results moving forward. And Chuck does a great job of supporting all his students, as you'll see. So give us a call. That's the 800-883-0524 or the 737-292-4425 number, support@ffrtrading.com if you happen to forget the numbers after we leave here. So give us a call, get those 2 free trade alerts. Chuck and Blaine, anything you want to add before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, John, we can't give out personal investment advice. We manage a trading service. The Elite Trade Alerts is a trading service. We can't give out personal advice, but we can certainly help you implement the trade signals with the Elite Trade Alerts.
Absolutely. And Michael, so give us a call. So Michael was just asking, give us a call, Michael, and we'll give you all the details. We just have to make sure it's a good fit for you. But call and get your free trade alerts. And so just to wrap up, a quick reminder, the next Elite Trade Alert is going to come out soon. CoPilot, like we said, just spotted an 87, almost 89% winner in under 24 hours. This service is not available online. It's only for those who call us directly. All right, so we can talk to you, make sure it's a good fit, show you all the details of the program, everything that comes with it. And there's a lot of stuff. All right, Chuck's kicking in $1,000 credit for you. Again, you get the CoPilot Indicator for free through TradingView or Thinkorswim, and you get an additional year. So if you subscribe for a year to one of the services, you'll get an additional year for free. Right? The market's moving fast, guys. Cybersecurity and AI, they're accelerating. It's not going to stop anytime soon. All right, the next step is yours. Right? You got to call us 800-883-0524 or that 737-292-4425 number and claim one of those 12 spots. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. From all of us here at FFR Trading and Chuck Hughes and his team, Blaine and Chuck, thank you so much. Trade smart. And we'll see you guys again soon in the next webinar. Take care, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks so much, John. Take care, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Take care, everybody.